Everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Sarah. I'm an artist, entrepreneur, and best-selling Amazon author. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to be talking about relationships. And since it's Valentine's Day, I know everybody is either loving or hating this day. And it can be hard for some people if you're alone or if you've lost loved ones. And I understand, I've been there. But for those of you who are in relationships or married or in a relationship with somebody for a long time, several months or years, we can get comfortable. And there's so many things that we could say about relationships, but today I have a couple notes and I want to bring up some things that come to my mind. And one of the questions I have is, are you in the right relationship? You know, we can be in a relationship with somebody who is either 100% makes us excited, 100% gives us passion and joy and fulfillment, and is 100% the right person. You're attracted to them. You have so much in common and you get along and you can communicate so well, and you just are a good team and you're a great match. Or are you with someone who maybe is 80% a good match? And they're overall, for the most part, are a good person. And, you know, maybe you get along most of the time or don't argue much, but they just don't light that fire inside of you. Or are you with somebody who is like 50-50, where half the time you might be happy and then half the time you're fighting and arguing and you're just not getting along? So again, we need to identify, are you in the right relationship? And I've been in the whole gamut of percentiles with relationships where I've been with people who I just knew after a short time I was in the wrong relationship, but for whatever reason, I hung in there because I felt like it was the right thing to do and I shouldn't have. And I've also been in and am currently in a relationship where I just feel so passionate and fulfilled and joyful, and I just feel like we're such an amazing team, and it's just a wonderful place to be. And so for those of you who don't have that type of relationship yet, be patient, wait. It's okay to be picky. It's okay to wait and to be with somebody who you deserve to be with, who can make you happy, and who makes you happy, and who you can help make them happy as well and fill their cup and fill a lot of needs in their life. And it takes time to be able to find that. You know, I'm in my 40s, and it's been a long time where I've waited for a really good man like I have now. And I'm telling you, it is worth the wait. There's a lot of things we can do in relationships, though, you know, where we can get into habits and we can get used to people, and you know, maybe you're not getting along, or there's some different things that affect the passion. And even though you might be in the right relationship with the right person, you might have lost some of that desire. You might have lost some of that spark that you had at first, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's the wrong person. It doesn't mean you need to get rid of the relationship. There's different things that you can do to rekindle that spark. Passion, you know, there's feminine and masculine energy. And the reason that we have feminine and masculine energy is to help create and continue that passion and that desire. And when you ladies act like a man, I'm going to tell you that passion and desire is going to go down for the man, because the man doesn't want competition with his woman. He wants a woman that he can nurture and provide and take care of and love and cherish. And women, you know, a lot of times we act like, well, I can wear the pants too, and I can make all the decisions, and I can do everything just as well as he can. And yeah, you can definitely make good decisions and different things like that. But at the same time, when you give the man the lead, that's what's going to help him foster and grow and be more confident within himself, and it's going to create more attraction for you because he's more masculine and you respect and trust him to make those decisions and that leadership. And it's just going to be a better relationship all the way around. Now, I'm not saying men are better than women or women are better than men. We all have different roles, and I might be making some enemies out there, but I've seen it in my own life where men have been more feminine and men have been more masculine in different relationships that I've had. And I have not respected men in my past who were very feminine. And I just did not respect them. And it was very, very frustrating for me because I couldn't be fulfilled in my full femininity. There's different levels of feminine and masculine that we have. And everybody, even men, have feminine traits from time to time, and women can have masculine traits and be in a masculine mindset, or man can be in a feminine mindset, more emotional or more soft, and that's okay. You know, we all have varying degrees. The biggest thing is that you're in a relationship with someone that can match that, and that it can create that energy so that it's a good balance. It's not unbalanced. So if you got two people that are very masculine, it's going to be unbalanced. And if you have the people that are very feminine, it's going to be unbalanced. And so that's really the key when we talk about feminine and masculine energy, is just that balance. And women, I mean, myself, I'm more, more emotional. I paint and I do my artwork and I pour emotions into art, and I grieve and I'm happy and I'm joyful, and I experience all these different emotions, and so much more than my sweetheart. And he's a very kind and loving person, and he has emotions too. But just with human nature and how people are, women just tend to be more emotional. And so for me, when I'm with a man who is fully masculine, and they're just such a strength and a comfort, and he knows how to talk to me when during those times of emotions, and he doesn't run away. You know, I was in a relationship with somebody where when I got upset, he didn't know how to handle it, and he took it personally, and it was very frustrating to me. But when you're with somebody who can match you, and you can just be completely vulnerable and be completely yourself during those times, for me, it's just created this immense trust and close bond. And it's just amazing, and something that I'd never thought would be possible in my life, where I can be truly, completely myself, even on my bad days. And to be with somebody like that who I can be completely myself and not worry about the relationship ending or anything scary like that, and just completely trust. And it helps me want to be a better person. And it helps when I confide in him and ask for his advice, or when he comforts me, and he has the right things to say because I trust in him, and it just helps me become a better person. And I've noticed that the more open and the more vulnerable that I am with how I'm feeling and honest, the more honest he can be, and he can just match me. And it's just such a beautiful thing. And I didn't want to necessarily talk so much about this, but I just want to encourage you that it can be amazing just being your true self. And I just want to encourage you to really try to match your energy, feminine or masculine. And again, when you're more feminine, you can lean, what they say, femininity is like leaning back, or just being full of joy and full of happiness and even sadness, just feeling your feelings and being able to express those, and not in a hateful, angry way. And I think that's the most important key for us women, is that a lot of times, sometimes we get emotional and we lash out. And it's so sad when, you can be so friendly and kind and loving to strangers, but yet somebody in your home or in your intimate relationship or your children or people that you love so much, you can be harsh to. And it's just a very sad state of affairs, and it's human nature, and people have been like that. But the hardest thing to do and the most is to be a woman and be emotional and yet be able to control those emotions, and in a way that is respectful and kind, and leaning back into yourself or myself, versus putting it on the other person that it's their responsibility to take care of you, because it's not. You own your emotions, and you own your response. It's your responsibility to respond in a kind and respectful way. The Bible says in Ephesians 4:32, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. And this is just a beautiful Bible verse that says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. And I think a lot of times we forget to be kind. And I just want to stress that women, men, whenever you're feeling heated or emotional, upset or angry, it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to, take a break from each other. That's another healthy thing too in relationships is you don't have to always be together all the time. In fact, it creates more passion and more fun when you can have time away, and then when you come back together, you can have something fun to talk about. That, hey, I went and did such and such, or I went to this class and learned whatever, or went on did something outside or did some kind of activity, and you have your own individuality, and so you can come back later and bring that to the relationship to just enhance it that much more and have a better partnership. I think a lot of people can get in an unhealthy habit when you're around each other 100% of the time, and you can't make a decision without the other person, or you can't do anything without the other person, and that this becomes really unhealthy. So it's you want to be able to take those breaks. And I know that when you're married or when you're living together, it can be hard to do that, but take time to regroup, or take time to get to know yourself in that time, so that you can just be grounded and be able to be the best person that you can be, both for yourself, your other relationships, and your intimate relationship. It's just so important to be able to be kind to each other. A lot, like I said before, it's like, how can you be kinder to a stranger that you pass in the store than somebody who loved you so much, that you've shared months and years, or who's been there for you and who you truly love, and they love you? And just be kind. It's not a battle. It's not a competition. There's that saying, like I said, it's like, women like to wear the pants. And it's like, do you really have to wear the pants? Put a dress on, just be feminine, be relaxed. And I know that if you've been in situations that might be abusive, or if you've been in situations that are scary and you've been on your own and very independent, it's hard to let go and just be free and spontaneous, and be more in that feminine nature where you're just enjoying and being fulfilled and having fun, and just bringing the fun to the relationship, and bringing the joy to the relationship, and bringing in the love, versus fighting and being antagonistic and combative and confrontational, and being more like, just wanting to be there, a masculine equal. And, if you look at it like a king and a queen, the king and the queen, they're equal in their relationship, but they each have a different presence, and when it comes together, it's just a beautiful union, and they both have their set responsibilities in their kingdom, but they both have different roles. And so again, I just encourage you to really try to step away from that masculine, that fighting, that competitive nature. I guarantee you, you know, I was visiting with my boyfriend last week about this, and I was like, what should I do my YouTube video on? And I kind of shared some ideas and that I had on what I wanted to talk about. And we were talking about masculine and feminine energy. And, you know, he explained to me too, that when a woman is in her masculine energy, where she is just competitive or, you know, bringing to the table where she wants to be just like him, it causes him to not want to nurture or not want to provide and be nurturing in that relationship. And it actually pushes him away. I mean, if you can imagine, like in high school, when, you know, the guys on the football team or basketball team or whatever sports team they were playing on, I mean, those boys were fighting against each other, and they were competitive, and they were, you know, they were a team, but they were, you know, in competition with their friends, where it's always some kind of a, you know, I'm going to beat you, or I'm going to win, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to have better, run faster than you. And, you know, that drove them, that drives them. That's what drives a man, is that, you know, to kind of divide and conquer, and to go and explore the world and you know, just have that drive and be aggressive and pursuing. And, you know, just like, you know, years in history, like men pursue, they're the warriors, they're the hunters, they go out and do that kind of stuff. And the women are more the nurturers, they provide, and they're homemakers. And they, you know, even just carrying a child in your womb is just the pure nature of a woman, is just to give life, you know, and to give love. And when you're just more naturally in those states, or you know, go into those states, it's going to be easier to have that balance in a relationship versus having two people who are more masculine or two people who are more feminine. And it's hard, you know, it's hard to find that balance. And it's okay to it's okay to read books. I've read books, and not that I'm an expert by any means, but just sharing some ideas and some thoughts that I had, some things that I've learned along the way, and really just getting to know myself a little bit more. And I found that when I'm in a relationship with a very masculine man, I'm happiest. I'm very, very happy, because it just allows me to be freer, and allows me to just trust his leadership and his guidance. And there's just things I don't need to worry about, you know, and things are just taken care of. And, you know, even when early on, when we started dating, I was just patient, and he pursued me. And it allowed me to be at peace, and to just trust and just go on about my life and pursue the things that I loved, with being out in nature and art and my businesses and my teaching program, or the classes that I was learning. And then as we got to know each other more, it just made me feel more loved, because he was the one pursuing me. And so again, I just want to encourage you ladies out there you don't have to wear the pants, put a dress on sometime. And, you know, I've seen other relationships. I had a really close friendship with a couple for about 10 years. And I would go to their home, and I would witness the situation where she was very masculine. She was very nitpicky, naggy, tore down her husband with her words. She was very mean and harsh and very unkind. And he was a good man, and he put up with it, and he did the right thing day in and day out. And he put his family first and his children first, and he answered kindly, and was a very good person through the whole thing. But it just wore him down physically. And it was so frustrating to witness that, where, you know, again, like, be kind and compassionate to each other. Why are you talking so harshly and mean to a person that you love so much, that's working hard for you, providing insurance and a home and all kinds of things for you, but you're just so mean to them. And if you're in that kind of a situation, you don't have to stay in it. Make a healthy decision for yourself to walk away. Go to counseling if you need to, if you want to try to repair the damage. But at the end of the day, you don't need to be treated like that. And if you're treating somebody like that, just look at yourself and stop and ask yourself, would you want somebody to talk to you like that? Would you want to be treated like that yourself? And none of us have to be a victim. We're not victims. We're victors. Let's be a victor of our lives, and let's be kind, and let's show the world that we can be responsible with our emotions. And just because we might be having a bad day, speaking kindly and gently with those we love will help bring that development out, and it will help bring out the better version of you, where you can just go deeper with an individual and become more close and more intimate. And it can really be a beautiful thing. And that's the thing too, where if you need to choose wisely, if you're looking to be married or in a long-term relationship with somebody, it's okay to be picky. And relationships aren't going to be perfect. In fact, that's the beautiful thing about relationships, is that it's two imperfect people creating and joining that union with God. And just that mercy and forgiveness that you can be shown when you aren't your best person, or when you aren't having your best days, and being able to be honest with who you are. But that's why it's so important to choose the right person, because if you're not right with the right person, a person who doesn't understand who you are or how to love you through those difficult days, then those days can be harder. And the person that your intimate relationship with is like, you're with them more than you're with anybody else. I mean, besides work, but you're with that person more than a lot of other families or friends. And a lot of times they're going to see your imperfections. They're going to see you on your bad days. They're going to see you when you're not posting your best picture on Facebook or something, social media, or they're going to witness you at your worst, right? But those people who love you through those bad days, they're worth fighting for. And but at the same time, you need to realize that being in a relationship isn't about being happy all the time. It's not about all the good days all the time, or going traveling, or going and having fun, or it can be. Those are going to be the highs, but there's also going to be the lows. And being with individuals during all the hard times, imagine if the person you're with, how would you behave if you knew that the person you were with wouldn't leave you no matter what? They would love you through it all. And how much nicer and kinder should we be with those people who are willing to do that, who are willing to be there for us on our hard days? Treat them with kindness, treat them with love. There's no reason why you should be mean or hurtful or harsh. I know a lot of times people can get worried or scared. Maybe they've made a bad decision in the past, and they just get defensive, and for whatever reason, they just have a defense mechanism where they get upset and they don't treat people nicely. And don't be that person. Be the better person, and show love and kindness. Also, I was looking at my notes, but your partner isn't your coworker either. I think a lot of times we get in the habit where, we go to work and we interact with people in a certain way, And then we come home and we act like it's a business partnership, and it's not. That's your passionate, loving relationship, and you don't need to treat it like it's a business partner, right? Where you go do this and I'll go do this, and it's, yes, that's a team, and you want to have that teamwork, and you want to be able to work together and complement each other very well. But it's like, don't treat your significant other like it's a coworker. Treat them special. Be thoughtful, be kind, take them out on dates, go on dates, treat them like you would want to be treated, and foster that relationship, and it will grow if you really nurture that. One of the best relationships books that I've ever read, it talks about how women's greatest need is to be loved, and a man's greatest need is to be respected. And it kind of goes along with that feminine energy. And it's so true for me anyway. I mean, you guys might be a little bit different, but I just want to be loved. If I hear I love you, and my love language is, my greatest love language is words of affirmation. And so if I hear I love you, you're my girl, it makes my whole day. And, at the same time, the man, they just want to be respected. It's like they're out there working, trying to provide, and trying to make a way, or trying to be the man, and just rise to the occasion, do the right thing no matter what. And they just want to be respected. Just say thank you, appreciate them. When was the last time you thanked your boyfriend or your husband, your significant other? Where you just go through and you expect them to do this and that, and it's a business partnership, and it's like, just be thankful. They take the trash out, thank you so much. A little bit of appreciation goes so far. A little bit of respect goes so far. Just respecting that they're an individual. They're not your slave. They're not your puppet that you can do and treat them however you want. They're an individual, and they are made in God's image, and they are there with their own special job that they need to do in this world, that they need to give back. And it's like, encourage them to go and be their best person, and foster that, where you can go and be your best person, and you can go and fulfill your life purpose. And they have a life purpose too. Their life purpose isn't just for you, right? I mean, I firmly believe that relationships can be better, with the right person, and that there is a right person, and like I said, the 100% people, the 80% people, the 50% people, but again, there's still individuals. It's not just about the relationship. There's two individuals that go and have hobbies of their own, and families of their own, and friends of their own, and to come back and bring that together to just foster and help that grow, and not just one person be the slave to the other. And I don't know if this is hitting home, but this is what came out today. And just appreciate you guys listening, and I appreciate, I know that there's a lot of people out there right now who are hurting, who are alone, who might not be with their 100% person. And it's okay to be picky. It's okay to say no, and to establish those boundaries, and to say you don't want to be treated a certain way, and communicate. It's so much better to communicate your feelings and where you're at. And it's hard. I mean, there's times where I get upset, and it's in my mind, and I don't want to say anything because I don't want to sound stupid, or I don't want to come across a certain way. And it's just, for me, it's just always easier just to have that short conversation up front, to work through that, and then move on. And if you could communicate those little things as they come up along the way, respectfully, in a kind way, in a loving way, I know that it's going to help you so much. And hope this encouraged you today. Thank you for listening. If this add value, please subscribe, share with somebody who might need to hear it. Thank you so much. Sending love.